What's for today? Oh, wonderful stewed chicken. I ended up airing out the critter. Where did that come from? Think about a wonderful, practical, delicious, tasty recipe that everyone will eat and say, wow, this should be in a restaurant. That's the one. I'm going to start by making the marinade for our little chicken. Look, I have some chicken thighs here. I'm going to put the chicken in here. I'm going to add some drumsticks. Now I'm going to season it a little, just a bit of salt, because I'm going to add soy sauce and I'll add a bit of garlic. Look, here are 2 cloves of garlic that I put through that crusher. 2 little cloves of garlic. Just spread them around like this, 1, 2. Then I'm going to add black pepper, white pepper. I'm going to use a seasoning, which is lemon pepper. I'll use just a little because I've already added some black pepper. See, lemon pepper. Lemon juice, 1 tablespoon. One more thing that I left over there, soy sauce. Look, let's add soy sauce here. Here we have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, and here the white wine, which is 180 ml of white wine. Okay, I put everything in here, this here. I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and leave it in the fridge. You can do this the day before. I'm going to leave it in the fridge. Ideally, it should stay for at least a couple of hours. Okay, I'm going to leave it now and I'll only make this chicken tomorrow. It's going to rest in this marinade overnight. Hey guys, let me explain something to you. My chicken stayed in the fridge for about 15 hours. I've already taken it out of the marinade, set the marinade aside because we're going to use it, and now I'm going to the stove so we can continue the recipe. Look guys, my cast iron pot is heating up on high heat. It heats up more slowly than regular pots due to its thickness. But once it heats up, it stays hot for much longer. Sometimes we have lunch, 2 hours go by, I go to put the food away and it's still hot, so it holds a lot of heat. I'm going to add olive oil. You ask me, is this pan non-stick, guys? It has a smooth enamel, but it's not a non-stick pan, guys. So I always say you have to buy a cast iron pan knowing what to expect from it. It's not a non-stick pan, it's a pan that has its own characteristics and it's going to offer you certain things. I put in plenty of olive oil because I'm really going to fry the chicken. Okay, guys? And it's going to offer you some advantages that other pans don't have, like, for example, the ability to deglaze. That's when that little crust forms on the bottom and you pour in a liquid and scrape it, and that turns into a wonderful sauce. There's no pan that does this job better than this one. Now I'm going to add the pieces of chicken. I removed the thick skin from the chicken thighs to avoid excess grease, but left it on the drumsticks. I'm using both drumsticks and thighs because I wanted to have a bit of that chicken fat flavor, which is really tasty. So I'm going to add it and leave it in. Okay. Now in this olive oil with the chicken fat and this wonderful broth, I'm going to saute the onion. Here I have a chopped onion, take it. Now the onion is already nice and golden and this crust is already really dark, just the way we want it. I'm going to add the marinade liquid, the wine, with the soy sauce which has been resting over there. We turn up the heat because this liquid was cold, and look at the crust dissolving, turning into flavor. Look how wonderful. It releases everything. I'll show you the pan's clean bottom in a moment. As this starts boiling, all that flavor gets released. Here in this little broth, which will be the sauce for our chicken, look, there's nothing left on the bottom of the pan. You can see it's all white. White, white, white. I'm going to taste a little bit of the salt in this sauce. I'm going to add it now. Half a can of peeled tomatoes. I buy peeled tomatoes in cubes. Already chopped. It sometimes comes with little pieces of tomato, which is the bottom part. Sometimes there are some skins. Look, you have to be careful to remove those. I'm pretty picky in the kitchen. I do that, but if you're more rustic, you can leave it. Okay. There you go. Look, the chicken sauce is here. Is it getting thicker? I'm going to lower the heat again. I don't like any mess in the pan. Let me taste it. My taste buds. It's missing a little bit of salt. To cut through this acidity, I'm going to add a bit of fresh cream, but that's totally optional. Some people don't like chicken with a sauce like this, creamier, but I love it. So this is up to your taste. You could finish the sauce one step earlier, but I'm the kind of person who cooks and just imagines what could be done in the moment. This heavy cream, I just totally made it up right now. I found the sauce and tomato a bit acidic, so I added heavy cream to balance it. Guys, a truck is pouring concrete on the neighbor's roof. Ugh, no one deserves this. I don't know if you can hear that oof oof, the truck. Look. Ah, that's much better now. Look, I'm going to put the little chickens back here. There you go. I'm going to add some potatoes. My potatoes are already pre-cooked, okay? They're al dente, but they're already pre-cooked just to save time, but you could cook them completely now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to cover this wonderful pot and leave it on low heat. I'll check on it occasionally to make sure the chicken is tender and the potatoes are perfect. And if the cream gets too thick, we keep some hot water nearby and add a little bit at a time, mixing gently. All right, I'm going to show you something. Do you see this here? Look. Do you see these little tips? On the lid of the pot, it creates a drip system. Since this pot is very heavy, look, we put the lid on. No steam escapes, so inside it creates a wonderful condition of temperature and steam. It cooks food quickly, especially things like chicken with bones, meats with bones, like osso buco or ribs. For those who fear pressure cookers, this is the best alternative. It's the one that gets closest to a super high temperature inside and keeps the moisture in. Because it hits these little bumps on top of the lid and doesn't stay accumulated on the lid, it goes back to the food, so it takes longer for the liquid to dry up with the pot closed. That's why the liquid doesn't evaporate, it keeps coming back. So, darling, shall we leave it here, okay? In the meantime, what did I do? I cleaned the stove, which was all greasy. I cleaned the sink. I washed the dishes because I like to do things and clean up as I go. You like to do that too, right? You don't like to leave everything dirty. That pile of dishes really bothers me. So shall we take a look at how our little chicken is doing? Now, I'm not silly. I'll put a cloth down since the pot's been here a while. Oh, look how wonderful. Oh, I think it's good now. Let's open it up. Look how wonderful. During this time, I opened it a few times and gave it a little turn. You see, some parts of the chicken even stick a bit to the bottom, but that's good because it gives it this beautiful color. See, now it's not stuck anymore because I kept stirring it, okay? I didn't need to add any water at all. The sauce didn't dry out because the steam that stayed here kept returning the liquid to the pot. Look, the potato, you can see it's really soft. It was really firm before. I just pre-cooked it a little. Now it's really soft. The chicken is also super tender. Look, it comes apart easily. And now I'm going to add some green onions and parsley. Now, when you add some greens, right, guys, the chicken really gets a boost. Look how beautiful and delicious this chicken is, guys. I'm turning it off now. It's ready. Make this recipe. You'll love it. If you don't like wine, you can make it without it. Just use chicken broth instead. It works too. On Pana La Terapia, there's a homemade broth recipe, but you can use store-bought if you want. You're in charge. Do it however you want, okay? Take a chance. That's how we grow and learn to cook.